The phone rang at 7:30 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. It was Robert, a 64-year-old retired teacher, whose voice carried a weight I'd heard too many times before. "Dr. Morgan, I can barely get up the stairs anymore without feeling winded," he said, his frustration clear. "Yesterday, I had to ask my grandson to help me carry groceries from the car. I used to be the one helping everyone else." In my 30-plus years working with men over 60, I've heard this story countless times. The man who once felt invincible now struggles with simple daily tasks. The body that carried him through decades of life suddenly feels like it's working against him. Robert reminded me so much of my own father. Dad was a construction worker who could outwork men half his age, well into his 50s. But somewhere around 62, I watched him slow down. Simple things became harder. Getting out of bed took longer. Playing with grandchildren left him exhausted instead of energized. What broke my heart wasn't just watching his physical decline, it was seeing how it crushed his spirit. The man who taught me that I could do anything suddenly questioned what he could do himself. This is why I dedicated my career to helping men like Robert and my father. Because I've learned something important. The body wants to stay strong. It wants to keep moving. It just needs the right kind of daily care. When Robert came to see me that week, I could see the defeat in his shoulders. He walked carefully, as if his body might betray him at any moment. His handshake, once firm, felt hesitant. "Doc, I feel like I'm falling apart," he said, settling slowly into the chair across from my desk. "My back aches when I wake up. My legs feel shaky going downstairs. Even opening jars has become a struggle. Is this just what happens when you get older?" I leaned forward and smiled. "Robert, what if I told you that in just 3 months you could feel stronger than you have in years? What if simple daily movements could bring back that confidence you're missing?" He looked skeptical. "At my age? Really?" "Especially at your age," I replied. "Your body is like a car that's been sitting in the garage too long. It doesn't need replacing. It needs the right kind of daily maintenance to run smoothly again." That's when I introduced Robert to what I call the Daily Six. 6 simple movements that can transform how a man over 60 feels and functions. These aren't complicated gym routines or painful workouts. They're gentle, purposeful movements that speak to your body's natural desire to stay strong and mobile. Let me tell you about Harold, another patient who walked into my office 3 years ago. At 67, Harold was convinced his best days were behind him. A retired mechanic, he'd spent 40 years fixing cars, crawling under engines, and lifting heavy parts. His body showed every year of that hard work. "Dr. Morgan, I wake up stiff as a board every morning," Harold told me during our first meeting. "It takes me 20 minutes just to feel human again. My wife has to open pickle jars now. I can't even trust my legs on uneven ground anymore." Harold's story went deeper than just physical complaints. He'd stopped doing things he loved. No more weekend projects in his workshop, no more fishing trips with his buddies. Even simple walks around the neighborhood felt risky. "I feel like I'm becoming a burden," he admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. "My wife deserves better than having to take care of an old man who can't take care of himself." This wasn't just about sore muscles or creaky joints. This was about a man losing his identity, his confidence, his joy. And sadly, Harold's experience isn't unusual. I see it all the time in my practice. Men who once felt capable and strong suddenly feeling fragile and uncertain. The problem isn't that their bodies are broken, it's that they've forgotten how to keep their bodies tuned up with simple daily care. Think of it this way. If you had a classic car sitting in your garage, you wouldn't expect it to run perfectly after months of sitting still. You'd need to start it regularly, let the engine warm up, take it for gentle drives to keep all the parts moving smoothly. Your body works the same way. After decades of life, it needs daily attention to stay running well, not harsh, punishing workouts, but gentle, consistent movements that keep everything working together. I started Harold on the same Daily 6 routine I later shared with Robert. 6 simple movements done every morning, taking less than 15 minutes total. Nothing fancy, nothing that required special equipment or a gym membership. The first exercise I taught Harold was what I call morning reaches. Standing next to his bed, simply reaching his arms up toward the ceiling, then gently to each side. Like stretching after a good night's sleep, but with purpose. This helps wake up your spine, I explained to Harold. Think of it as telling your backbone, "Good morning, we're ready to start the day." The second movement was wall pushes, standing arm's length from a wall, placing palms flat against it, then gently pushing away and back. Much easier than floor push-ups, but incredibly effective for keeping the chest, shoulders, and arms strong. Harold was skeptical at first. "This seems too easy," he said. "That's exactly the point," I replied. "Your body responds better to gentle consistency than occasional intensity. We're building habits, not trying to prove anything." The third exercise, chair rises, became Harold's favorite. Simply sitting in a sturdy chair, then standing up without using his hands, then sitting back down. Repeat 10 times. "This is like oiling the hinges on a door," I told him. "Keep the movement smooth and regular, and it stays easy. Let it sit unused, and it gets stuck." Within 2 weeks, Harold noticed something remarkable. "Doc, I stood up from my recliner last night without even thinking about it," he reported excitedly. "Usually, I have to rock forward twice before I can get enough momentum." The fourth movement, steady steps, involves simply marching in place, lifting each knee as high as comfortable. This helps maintain balance and keeps the leg muscles engaged. The fifth exercise, gentle twists, had Harold standing with feet shoulder-width apart, arms crossed over his chest, then slowly turning his upper body left and right. This keeps the spine flexible and the core muscles active. The sixth and final movement, heel raises, was exactly what it sounds like. Standing behind a chair for support, rising up on tiptoes, then lowering back down. This helps maintain calf strength and ankle flexibility, crucial for steady walking. Harold practiced these 6 movements every morning, right after his coffee. "It's become as natural as brushing my teeth," he told me after a month. But the real transformation happened around week 8. Harold called me, and I could hear the smile in his voice. "Dr. Morgan, you won't believe what happened yesterday. My neighbor needed help moving a heavy table, and without thinking, I volunteered. Not only did I help him move it, but I felt strong doing it. I felt like myself again. Here's what I've learned after 3 decades of helping men rediscover their strength. Your body has an amazing ability to bounce back, no matter your age. It just needs the right kind of daily encouragement. Think of these 6 movements as a daily conversation with your body. Each morning you're saying, 'I trust you to carry me through this day. Let's work together to stay strong.' Your muscles are like loyal employees. Ignore them, and they'll gradually do less and less. But give them regular, gentle tasks, and they'll surprise you with how much they can still accomplish. The beauty of the Daily 6 is their simplicity. You don't need special clothes, expensive equipment, or a gym membership. You can do them in your pajamas if you want. The living room, bedroom, or kitchen works perfectly. Morning reaches. Wake up your spine like a gentle alarm clock. Your backbone has been compressed all night by lying down. These reaches remind it to stand tall and proud. Wall pushes are like a friendly handshake with your upper body strength. They keep your chest open, your shoulders strong, and your arms ready for daily tasks. Chair rises are practice for real life. Every time you get up from a chair, out of a car, or off the couch, you're using these exact muscles. Practice makes perfect, and perfect makes confident. Steady steps. Teach your body to trust its own balance. Like a tightrope walker who practices daily, your balance improves with regular attention. Gentle twists keep your spine young and flexible. Imagine your backbone as a stack of coins. These twists keep the coins moving smoothly instead of getting stuck together. Heel raises strengthen the foundation of your entire body. Strong calves and flexible ankles are like good shock absorbers on a car. They make every step more stable and confident. The magic happens when these 6 movements become as automatic as your morning routine. Your body starts to remember what it feels like to be strong, flexible, and confident. Robert, the retired teacher I mentioned earlier, experienced this magic firsthand. After 12 weeks of daily practice, he called with an update that brought tears to my eyes. "Dr. Morgan, I just got back from a hiking trip with my grandson. We walked 3 miles through the woods, and I felt strong the entire time. He kept asking if I needed to rest, and I kept saying, 'Not yet, let's keep going.'" That's the power of treating your body with daily kindness and consistency, not dramatic, punishing workouts that leave you sore and exhausted, but gentle, purposeful movements that build real, lasting strength. As I write this, I think about all the men I've had the privilege to help over the years. Each one thought his best days were behind him. Each one discovered that wasn't true. Your body is waiting for you to remember its strength. These 6 simple movements are like keys that unlock your body's natural ability to stay strong, steady, and confident. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone or turn on the news, have a gentle conversation with your body. Tell it you're ready to work together. Tell it you believe in its ability to carry you well through all the years ahead. Start with just 1 or 2 movements if that feels right. Add the others as they become comfortable. Listen to your body, respect its wisdom, and trust in its desire to serve you well. The man you used to be is still there, waiting patiently inside. These 6 daily movements are simply your way of saying hello again. Dr. Catherine Morgan, Men's Vitality Specialist. Take care of yourself. Dr. Catherine Morgan, Men's Vitality Specialist.